Hello, it's me, Queen Sensitivity, and I'm back today with the pick a card reading. This one is going to be called Congratulations, This Is Your Sign. Right now I'm a bit nervous because I don't know what's going to happen in terms of sound. Where I am, I plan for this time to be quiet, but it does not look like I'm going to get my way. That's okay. So before we begin, I would like to preface this by saying congratulations. Also, I might say things the wrong way or say words that I'm not intending to use. So please use your own intuition, your own intelligence to discern energetically what I am meaning to say rather than always what I say exactly verbally. I was also guided today to put the pictures of these cards on the thumbnail. I was shown to do more videos and just to talk about overall message. I think Lucky Duck Tarot on Instagram, the Lucky Duck Tarot, posted about this on May 13th about this energy of confidence and shedding things. I'm sure we've all experienced these things, and I think that's why congratulations are in order. Earlier today, I was having a lot of anxiety about money and affording things. I'm trying to think what else. It was just doubts and stuff. And Queer Eye came out around this time that I'm posting this video. Can't think of other things, but it's just this energy of like confidence. I was watching Queer Eye episode and they were telling this woman, like, you look in the mirror and you say, I accept myself fully. And it's like, I might cuss in this video because I was called to just be my authentic self, and my authentic self is pretty nervous right now. It's a lot of lights on my face because it's gray outside. But anyways, basically, it was like the same thoughts that I think all of us kind of have, like these negative thoughts that tell us not to ask for too much, don't expect too much, you're never gonna do this, you're never gonna do that, don't be proud of yourself. And it's like, where the hell do all these thoughts come from? Like, those not even your thoughts. They're thoughts that you've been taught and then you've integrated them. And Karama was saying about internalized homophobia. And I think we all have internalized homophobia, internalized racism, internalized colorism, and internalized just self-hate all over. And what we are doing, why there is a need for congratulations, this is a sign, is because those days are over. The dog days are over. I heard that song on Doogie Come Aloha, MD on Disney Plus on one of the episodes, and I also heard it on the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I was like, what are the odds they played this song that I had already, I think, been drawn to before that, Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine. The dog days are over. If you're still having these anxious thoughts, that's fine. What I did today, what helped me, I put on one of Ramona Lappin's videos, but you don't have to do that. You can put on one of my videos. You can put on your favorite album that's encouraging. You can play Lizzo. I would highly recommend Lizzo's album because she intentionally pushes a lot of positive energy into those songs. But do whatever you want to do. So do something like that. I would recommend something with listening and also something in nature so your senses can be awoken. If you can't get in nature, then obviously headphones, close your eyes, or watch something scenic on your phone or your screen, whatever you're using to watch this now. And just let all the little thoughts be. Don't try to interact with them. Don't try to don't give in to them. Just like if you have a thought saying, if you spend this much money, you're not gonna have enough to eat next week, or you're not gonna be able to do this, just let it be. Or you can challenge those thoughts and be like, but is that necessarily true? Anything could happen. I could be fine next week, or I could still have enough money, or somebody could give me something for free. Like, you can challenge it with that. I believe it's called cognitive thinking therapy. I'm not sure, but you can challenge those thoughts if you want with logic. That's also something. Kino, the tarot reader on YouTube and on Instagram, and she also has a Patreon. I recently watched one of her videos. It was the one with the Easter eggs, like something surprising coming your way or what's coming your way. It's pretty recent to when I'm posting this video. I'll post a link of it in the description. That one was really helpful for me, at least, so I would recommend that. But yeah, I would say just keep going, and then when you are able to, challenge those thoughts and replace them. I feel like replace them with like affirmations, because it's like when you really think about it, it's like, why do we think these things at all? You know, why do we think it's not who you truly are? When you were born as a little baby soul, you didn't automatically have, you know, these doubts about yourself. You didn't hate your hair. You didn't hate the texture of your skin. You didn't hate your thighs. You didn't think you were a Debbie Downer. Like, you didn't have all these thoughts. So they are not yours. They're a part of a false ego that we have been taught, and we keep teaching ourselves. So take your power back and decide over and over, if you have to, decide, these are not my thoughts. I withdraw my consent from them. And instead, you know what? I am lucky. Everything is working out for me. The whole cosmos, the whole universe is working in my favor for my highest good. Anything that shows up in my reality is a blessing. Anything is a blessing for me, even if it's challenging. That is for me to see how much I can overcome something. If somebody says something negative about me, that is an opportunity for me to let it go, perhaps give healing to that person energetically, or reaffirm, you know, my own love for myself. Like, I didn't know I had that insecurity. Let me get rid of it. Let me heal it. Let me integrate it. Let me turn it into gold. Everything is gold. Everything is golden. You know, have those thoughts be the ones running in your brain all the time, because a lot of our, you know, I've been pushed as well to be, I might be jumping around, to be more risky, more risk-taking, to go to places that I don't usually go to risk using this amount of gas, or risk eating at this place, you know, even though I'm not sure of how much I'll be getting paid or whatever, and this and that. And it's to take you out of your comfort zone and to push you to trust spirit, to trust source, to trust God, to trust yourself. Because as I've mentioned before in my previous videos, and what I've also been reminded of through other YouTubers / light workers, is that this form of safety that we have all been taught and chasing our whole lives has been a sham. It's not real. The idea of safety that we have, okay, if we work this hard and we do this and we save up, we all know how stuff can come out all the time. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's not really real. You can save up $300,000 and something could happen in 2 years where you won't have a penny to your name. Anything could happen all the time. You could be extremely sick. 2 months later, you could be the healthiest person in the world. It's not safe in the way that we've been thinking it's safe. All along, your safety has been within the hands of spirit, within the hands of the divine, which loves you dearly. And so by living the opposite of that, living in these very controlled situations, these very comfortable environments, you're basically a slave. You're a slave to your subconscious. You're a slave to all of these thoughts about fears. And if you don't do that, you're being controlled, which is really good for, I would say, like the vampire energies wanting to suck off you, because you're not really awake. You're just driving subconsciously. You're not really aware what you're doing. And so those entities, if you will, but you know, just thoughts usually most of the time, get to tell you what to create. As I've learned through videos, that I'll share below. And I got these videos mostly from Ramona Lappin, but also, you know, just from other scrolling things about, and I posted it on my YouTube community already, so I don't really have to keep it in the description. I might, maybe not, but I posted on my YouTube community. You can go check it out there. But yeah, like when you live like that, in fear, in comfortable, in this fake idea of false safety, then you are controlled by these thoughts that aren't yours, and they tell you what to create. Because we create our reality. We dictate what something means. This is a crystal because I say it is a crystal. I see it as a crystal. These things don't have power outside of what we give it. And when you have outside people, outside intrusive thoughts telling you what things are and what they mean for you, you are being controlled. It's a game. And the only way to win the game, as I heard somebody tell me that a philosopher said this, but the only way to break or win the game is to stop playing by the rules. For example, that show on Amazon Prime called Peripheral, which I love. Hopefully I'm not spoiling it for anybody. I'll just say spoiler alert, but basically it's about this virtual reality game. And in the first episode, the female protagonist, I believe, what's her real name? Is it Cameron? Something Diaz. Is it Diaz? Anyway, I can't remember her name, but the female protagonist of the show, she jumps into the virtual reality game for her brother, so because he was stuck in the level and he couldn't win. And what she did was do what the game didn't expect you to do, and that's how you win. Like, the game wanted you to figure out how to get out of this barn, but it was like two other guys like on the outside shooting you towards the barn, so you couldn't get out, but you were supposed to be waiting for a message. And so instead she like used the sheep as some sort of distraction. Like, she did what was unexpected. That's how you beat the game, because once you are in control of your actions, by also not being in control of your actions, because you're going through divine guidance. Divine guidance. So it's like you are in control because you're choosing to follow that divine guidance, but you know, it's, you don't know like the outcome of it per se, if you will. Sometimes you do, but you know what I mean? Versus you not knowing that you are being influenced and making free choices under that influence. You know what I mean? It's a difference between the two. When you go against what is expected of you, you are able to beat the game. I don't know if I'm making sense, but that's what I've been called to say. Sunlight has been a huge theme. Sunlight, sunflowers. I've been seeing hummingbirds, but every time I try to take a picture of them, they're super fast. They fly off. But today I stopped at this little park I was guided to, and I just was guided to walk up to this like lavender bush thing. It was just a bush with like lavender colored flowers. And I was just standing there, and I just saw all of a sudden this little bird. And I was like, oh, a hummingbird. I didn't even see it right there. So another thing, like, trust your instincts and trust where you're guided, because you're not going to be in control in the sense of, like, you know exactly what's going to happen. But because the universe, cosmos, because spirit is working for your highest good, when you trust those divine inclinations, you are always being led to miracles. You are always being led to magic. Say this with me. I am always being led to miracles. I am always being led to magic. I trust myself and I believe in myself. And any thoughts outside of that love for myself and that belief in myself, they're bullshit and they gotta go. That's just the bottom line. They gotta go, because they're imposters. And everything is being revealed. It's done, it's getting out. And so that's like I said at the beginning, if you're not in this feeling, and because sometimes for me it fluctuates, if you're not in this feeling right now of feeling celebratory, of feeling proud of yourself, that's okay. Just see it for what it is, know it for what it is. It's just a time that is temporary. You are eternal. You are eternal. And your natural state is love, is bliss. That's it. Anything else is it's fake. It's a trick. It's an illusion. Okay? So I hope this sufficed as a mighty intro. Go ahead and pick a pile. It'll appear on the screen now. This is pile 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3, and pile number 4, going from your left to your right. Hey, pile number 1. This is gonna be a reading today. My dog just started barking as soon as I started this. I keep hearing that song, Keep Driving by Harry Styles. Should we just... Oh, small concern with how the engine sounds. We hail darkness and withheld clouds. And I would ask, should we just keep driving? So there might be some sort of situation that you're getting out of, something where I feel like you weren't sure if something was gonna make it, but there was some sort of hope. It could have been from a person or a feeling or an opportunity that made you know that it was gonna be okay. And that's something that I heard today while I was driving in the rain. I don't like to drive in the rain. I was very nervous. And at 5:33, I heard very clearly, you're gonna be okay. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. I saw 111. And with this heart chakra, green aventurine, you might want to go watch my heart chakra. Pick a card. I do feel like you're experiencing potentially love, like between you and another person. It could also be, love for something that you do, a craft. But I do feel like your heart chakra is opening big time and revealing new feelings to you that you didn't think were possible. I've definitely had this where, like, my whole life, I never had like that kind of intense connection with anybody. I always had intense connections on my end because I'm a super duper empath. I'm a super duper clairsentient being. I'm clairsentient, claircognizant, clairtangent. I can't remember the other ones, but I'm just like all the clairs. And so I always have these very intense meetings with other people, but it was never reciprocated. It always felt like it was like something there in the way. And then finally, I had the opportunity to go out with my twin flame, and I felt finally like there wasn't a wall between me and another person for the first time in my life. Even with a very strong friendship that I had, it was still this feeling of disconnect. But it was different with my twin. And I feel like, so you might be having some sort of a meeting or encounter with a divine counterpart. And like I said, or this could be a craft, or it could be both, but definitely a heart opening. Like, whoa, I didn't know like this much was possible. That feeling of like, in the Rapunzel movie Tangled, when she finally gets out of the castle, she grew to love it because that was her home. She painted all the walls and she was good where she was. She also was like longing for something more, and she didn't think that she would ever actually get it. And then finally she does. She goes to see the lights, and they're more beautiful and magnificent than she ever could have imagined. And that's how I feel what is happening for you. So this is going to be about why are you being congratulated? Why is this your sign? I need to get the numbers, I think. I'm going to get the numbers. So we're going to get some angel numbers as well. And I got this egg, which is also green. So you might be having, you might be pregnant. If you wanted to get pregnant, congratulations. Or you might be having like, because I picked up this, what's it called? Carnelian? It's the red one, the red orange one, which is also associated with the sacral chakra, the creation, the womb. You might be being like sexual for the first time in your life, or like enjoying your sexuality to a new level than you have ever before in your life. Yay! Yay, you know, it's like I was saying before, it's like you might have had other partners, or maybe not, but you know, you might have other partners before and you just never really enjoyed sex. And then now it's like, whoa, like I didn't know it could be like this. That actually happened in this book, A Court of Silver Flames, another hint to twin flames. So this is your sign. If you were wondering if this person, if it is a person, is your twin flame, this is your sign. Yes, I just saw 511 on the clock. Yes, this is your person, and it's completely normal at this time, as you, I'm sure you know, or if you don't, it's okay. We are ascending, and twin flames play a huge role in this because their divine love is that infinite love of spirit of the universe. And so by uniting, that love is grounding here on earth and igniting our ascension of all of us. Okay, so I think before we start, we'll get your angel numbers for this is your sign. Might be seeing 22 is a sign that this is reading is for you, and also the messages of this reading. Like if you see these numbers, that's something, whatever you pick up in this reading that you resonate with, it's confirming it. So confirming that good things are happening, you are having a heart chakra activation, and that this is your person, or this is your craft. I see number 20 again, so 20 and 22, you got 20 twice. 8, 28 or 88, 34, 18, so that's another 8, 188, 18, 88, 34, 2020. You might have met this person, or something might have happened in 2020 where like it's a here now, and when you're watching this video, like a connection from that year to now, and that can be another confirmation. Like if during that year you kept seeing, like, let's say red squirrels red squirrels, and you're like, why do I keep seeing these red squirrels? And then now you're seeing red squirrels again. It's like a connection, because time is not linear in the way that we think it is. And to just go give you an example, it would be like the Outlander on, you know, the show The Outlander, or even The Time Traveler's Wife, where like their significant other time travels to these different times, and it's like they're at this time and you're at this time, but it's like the same time. I don't know if I'm making sense, but you can go watch the trailers of those shows if you want to. So yeah, 22, 2020, 34, 18, and 88 are your angel numbers. You got the card Two of Wands, which I was very happy about. So I feel like for a long time you might have been in like this waiting stage, because it's like waiting to see the world, waiting for something to happen. And I feel like if something to your, you know, highest expectations hasn't happened yet, and you're in a waiting phase right now, like it could be, I'm hearing, waiting for somebody to call you back, or, you know, to see if something's gonna work out time-wise with somebody. I don't know. This is your sign that this waiting stage is beautiful. I'm hearing and I'm seeing imagery of like a bride. Just go with it regardless of your gender, just switch it around. But I'm seeing a bride like getting ready for the wedding, like a bridal shower. And I'm hearing and I'm seeing that in some cultures, the custom is to like really like lather the bride, or the divine feminine, or the empress. Like they give her a nice bath, they bathe her in oils, you know, they massage her skin, they clean her hair, they give her a facial, like they sing to her, like the phase of that waiting for like the event. Okay, so somebody in my family was just loudly singing the Whitney Houston song, I Have Nothing, I'm pretty sure. Nothing Without You. I think that song is pretty sad. And I feel like it's the end of that. I've been noticing recently, like, stuff has been blaring in my face. Like, why are certain things repeated multiple times while other things of higher vibrations are not repeated as much? I do think it has something to do with this energy, because everything is connected. For example, I was at an elementary school and they were going over a poem by Langston Hughes. And Langston Hughes is extremely talented. You can look him up if you are familiar with him. He is from Harlem and wrote a lot of poems about Harlem. But his poems, a lot of them they have like this depressed, oppressive feeling to him, which is fine. You know, poetry is about expression. But then there are also poets like Nikki Giovanni, and even Maya Angelou, I would say, who have a lot of love poems and poems about being confident and being prideful. Yet I didn't learn about Nikki Giovanni until I was in college. And Maya Angelou, we never went over any of her poetry while I was at school. It's like, why does it just so happen that Langston Hughes, who had more oppressive and grieving poetry, was pushed on us? You know, this is the Black poet that we're gonna promote versus these other Black poets who speak from a space of love and freedom, you know, and glory. And I feel like that might be something that you're like noticing now. Like, how come? I feel like there might be somebody in your environment who like tells you to expect negative things, who tells you to lower your standards and lower your expectations and to think in this kind of extremist way of like, I have nothing without you. Like, if you leave me, then it's over. Or if this doesn't work out, then you won't have anything. So you need to prepare, or you better stay inside. Even like Rapunzel's mother, her fake mother, her kidnapper in the Tangled movie would like tell her these very extremist things. And life, as I'm sure if any observing person knows, it isn't like, it's not as simple as this black and white way of life. Everything is very colorful and vivid and gray. You know what I mean? Like, they might have told you about like, beware of men or women or people who act like this because they'll only bring you sadness. So don't even bother having crushes on those types of people. And meanwhile, you felt attracted to those people that they were talking about, but you never went for it out of fear of what that person said. So you're seeing that, as I said in the intro, all the little hidden things that we have believed from outside sources telling us these things. We're seeing them for what they are and we're kicking them out. So congratulations for that. And I think we'll just see, I'm just gonna, which one should I do? Just gonna go for it. Let's use these. Okay. I think we'll just ask, you know, what do you need to know in regards to this congratulations? I'm hearing to ask about the person / project. I'm gonna take this one out because I feel like this is important. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, I don't think we need to shuffle. We have the 10 of arrows, which I believe is the 10 of wands, the coyote, the four-legged. So I feel like this is the person that I'm talking about, like the negative person, or even, you know, thought patterns. But I feel like it's a person. They could have been born in the month of April, since that's the 4th month. I see 33, 14, 33. They might have been born on a day that has a 4 in it, like the 4th or the 14th or the 24th. Or like 1964, 1920, 1924, maybe, I don't know, 1934, 1954, like something with the fours. 1994, 1984, like something with the year 4. And I feel like this person with the 10 of wands was really encouraging you to take the hard way, like telling you you don't have support, so do everything yourself. You can't trust people. You know, if you want something done, do it yourself. Like, you don't really have support. It's like this feeling of like encouraging you to take the harder routes of life because there's no hope. It's hopeless. And then over here we have the star, the grandfathers, with the number 17. 7 plus 1 is 8. So there's that number 8 again, which stands for abundance, I think. So it's this feeling of, I feel like your cosmic ancestors, your star family, your soul family, have now stepped in to clear out this this old coyote, four-legged energy. It's like this slick energy of like telling you these things that aren't actually true. They've stepped in and intervened. So if something recently, like I said, has happened, like a small concern for how the engine sound, I was talking about at the beginning with Just Keep Driving, like something, you felt like something was about to happen, but then somebody gave you hope. There was something or some situation of hope that came and saved it. That was your star family. So what do you need to know about this situation? Or like, you know, about your congratulations. So we have the Chariot, the Warrior, which is the first one that I pulled out. You have the 10 of Cups, which is a bunch of beautiful people dancing. And then you have the 9 of Cups, which is all about wish fulfillment and paradise. You have the 8 of Arrows, 8 of Wands, which is the fastest card in the deck. So you have two fast cards, the Chariot and the 8 of Wands. And then you also have the 5 of, this might be the 5 of Swords. I think it's the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords in reverse. I'll clarify it with the book soon. But I do feel like the other ones are wands. I feel like the arrows are wands. Okay, so the air came on and it like messed everything up. Because when the air comes on and I'm talking a lot, it makes the air colder. And it like makes my vocal cords not be so loose. And so I feel like whatever this previous energy was, totem of pipes, swords, I don't know, it like mess with your throat chakra. Let me see, pipes and wands. Yeah, pipes is wands, so that means I must have it confused. This is 10 of Swords, and then underneath it is 10 of Wands. Jeez Louise, what's going on down here? Exemplar of Stones, I think this is the King of Pentacles came out. Flipped on the floor, wanted to come out. I feel like your spirit guides are here, or, you know, or your team. They're like, wanting me to give you all these messages, like make sure you be clear. Doing my best. Hold on, I want to make sure everything is seen. So, or was it? Eight of Swords. Okay, so this is actually the 8 of Swords, not the 8 of Wands. It's the fastest. It's not the fastest card, but I still think like that's what I was saying. This energy of like somebody telling you something was one thing and it was actually something else. Like this deception. And I feel like this person might, if you call them out on it, if you choose to, you don't have to, they would say like like maybe you've forgiven them a lot of times because of this. Like, oh, this is the way they grew up and they don't really know what they're doing. They're just doing their tradition. That's not true. Whoever this is, they actually knew what they was doing. They know that these thoughts are derogatory in terms of like dragging you down, like your confidence. They know that it's keeping you from being your highest self. Like you can't, this isn't some naive person that is just like, you know, subliminally sexist or something because they don't even know what they're saying. Like sometimes children will repeat things adults say and they don't know the context of them or the severity of them. Whoever this is actually knows what they're doing. So yeah, that's why there was this confusion of like, is this, and that's why I chose this deck in particular, because the words are different. Like it's hard if you don't know, which ones are the swords and which ones are the wands. Wands are known as a more passionate, exciting, fulfilling energy, and the swords are usually air energy, thinking too much, and sometimes telling the truth. And it's like this person like told you that the bad things, even that movie Waterboy, if you've seen that movie with Adam Sandler, Waterboy, and like his mama told him, girls are from the devil, girls are the devil, toothpaste is the devil. Like all these things that are actually passionate, and in the case of like toothpaste and stuff, like healthy for you, like they weaponize them. And the things that were bad for you, like eating without washing your hands and stuff like that, or like being unhygienic, is that the word? But like that's the way to go, like they confuse you. So anyways, that's what's being cleared out. If you find that you're being pampered and like somebody's fussing over you, you're being like extra cared for with this eagle, it's because you're like being cleansed of that and you deserve it. So with this King of Pentacles that wanted to come out and fall on the floor, you are being taken care of financially, materially, like you will be provided for. Like in case you're wanting to move away from this person, like some sort of opportunity, some friend, some other family member is open and wanting you to move in with them, if that's the case, or even like a landlord or something, or somebody has a place that you can rent, that you can afford, or even buy. Like there's somebody who is willing to take you in and care for you with this corn. You might want to look up the spiritual significance of corn. Okay. So I feel like whoever this person is, in terms of this person, I do feel like it's a person. Their intention for this, like they want the same thing you do, or maybe even more. Like they really want things to be well. I feel like they have a super duper crush on you, and they would like this to be lasting. Like they would like to be your knight in shining armor, regardless of gender. They would like to go dancing with you and let you meet their family. They want to create like a family with you. Like the best people meet the best people they know and get along. And they also wanted you to get out of this like stuck energy. There might be, or maybe both of you have this in common, where you were both in that castle that was actually a prison. And they want to, run off into the sunset with you. They really want quiet personal time with you. And then with this Five of Swords or Wands, which is like it's the conflict card, the Wands, Five of Wands. It's like they want, and both of you, all the things that brought you so much stress. And I do feel like it was to do with people, like thinking people were thinking the worst about you, I think, or being suspicious and mistrustful of people. Because of this energy, it's going away. Like both of you are realizing that, there are some rotten eggs in the world, even though we're all beautiful. But there's also cool people in the world too. And you don't have to walk around with this like bulletproof vest on all the time, weighing you down, like waiting on somebody to shoot you. Like sometimes people will give you a cupcake just to give you a cupcake. Sometimes people are gonna surprise you and be kind. And I feel like that's what both of you have been seeing revealed in your life. So this has been your reading, pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment, please subscribe. You're welcome to donate. The donation link is below. And I'm also doing personal readings. You can email me at queensensitivity1@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram with at queensensitivity1, and then it's the number 1. Okay, bye. Hey, pile number 2. This is my bad bitch pile. It's so strange to cuss on here, but that's what I've been called to do because I am very expressive when it comes to words. But this is my Shigo pile. This is my Billie Eilish bad guy pile. It's like, so you're a tough guy, like you're really rough guy, just can't get enough guy, just always a puff guy. I'm that bad type, make your mama sad type, make it my seduce your dad type. I'm the bad guy. Duh. So, to go into terms of Shigo, it's like Shigo, if you don't know, she was the villain and one of the villains in Kim Possible, the show on Disney. And it's like, was she a villain or was she just working, you know, in a world where you don't, a confident woman who does not want to, who chooses a path for herself, you know, like, was she just doing that? Hopefully that makes sense, because she was originally from this group of like the goes, like he go, we go, I think they go. Like it was a family of these superheroes, and like all of them had, like, she worked under her brother, I think he go. Duh. And she decided to, like, if I'm not mistaken, like strike out on her own. And Draken, Dr. Draken, just happened to have a position that, you know, didn't require her to like go against her values, allowed her vacation time. Like, she was able to challenge his authority. It's like she chose that path and that was just her job. And I feel like there might have been something, or there has been something in your life, if this is your reading, this is your pile, where you've kind of been like made out to be this bad guy. Even like Nicki Minaj, where she talks about, like, you needs the bad guy. Like, y'all want me to be the bad guy again. Like, they paint her out to be this villain of a woman when she's really just being an independent bad bitch that she is. And it's like, because you don't see the wide scope of women, like, or specifically women, like, you don't see women able to be versatile in the same way that men are. Anything outside of like a particular set or status quo is, you're the bad guy if you decide to do that. I was actually reading this book. It's called, I think, Book Lovers. I forget who it's by. I think Emily something. And in the book, it was saying how when you're a woman, if you are too expressive and too affectionate, then you're weak. And if you're not that if you're not affectionate enough, if you're not expressive enough, then you're a cold-hearted bitch. You're ice queen. And it's like, you either fall into this category of this or fall into this category of that. Like, whenever you are a human being, you know, having an array of emotions, then you can get like put into these categories. And one thing that I was hearing while I was like getting ready for this reading is that, like, I was irritated with my family for making noise. And it's like, I felt, or I've been trained or believed, you know, by that when people insinuated these things, that I should feel guilt for being annoyed with people who support me and do so much for me. That's not true. You can be annoyed with people and still love them and still be grateful for them. These things are not mutually exclusive. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this whole idea of like, this is over here, this is over here, this is over here, this is over here. And if it's not, then you're a mess and you're this and you're that and all of this and that. You know, you can have emotions. I can be irritated with people while also being grateful for the things that they've given me. Being given things and being given support does not buy my silence. And I think that's why you have this ruby, which kind of looks like dragon scales. You might have a lot of resonance with dragons. Ruby is actually my birthstone, so it might be your birthstone as well, or maybe just look up like the meaning when ruby is your birthstone. I'm noticing there's like a steam covering my window now. So again, dragon breath, fiery anger. You might be a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries, a fire sign, or have it for your moon or your rising sign. But just like I just said, like a lot of resonance with the cosmic dragons. There's just something very fiery about you. But something else about rubies is that they're really good for like health, like blood circulation. And so is anger. I feel like anger, although, you know, just like all the other emotions, should not be the only emotion that you express most of the time, but it can be beneficial in that it helps you to get things done, it gets things moving, and it also can be a great motivator for change, as I just said, but like change specifically, like standing up for injustices, speaking out against when somebody is in misalignment and doing wrong by another person, getting things flowing, the blood, the heart. So you may have a big heart. Again, that's another Leo thing, having a huge heart, and people mistaking that, or people taking advantage of that a lot. And so you might have had to, like a lot of people, especially feminine people, but you know, even masculines or masculine part of us has had to like step up and be the front runner, because our feminine, our big hearts, our softer parts aren't respected. They aren't valued as much as they should be. And those things are changing now. So congratulations. This is your sign. I think we'll do angel numbers first. I'm being told to flip this over first, even though you already saw it when you picked this card. You have a Chariot. Very fiery, very passionate. You might have, like, again, lions, or like a lot of kinship with like the Sphinx, Egypt, the sun being hot. You might have like tan skin, or tan really well, like you look good when you're you have darker tone to your skin, or like I said, it's tan really well. Some people don't. Number 2, you have 84, you have 80, so 88, which also was a number for pile number 1. 808, 88. If you see 2 4s, 44, those two together equals 8. I'm seeing another 4, so 141, 1441 is a sign for you. 28 and 4 again. So your main numbers are 4 and 8. 4 is a very earth number. It's a number of the Emperor in tarot, and it represents like grounding things, manifesting and grounding them here. And 8 I associate with infinite abundance and divine love. And so it's like grounding abundance here. And I feel like this has been a huge part of your purpose here for being here, is to be this grounder, like to bring in that infinity sign and ground it here. You might be the kind of person who is like way ahead of their time. Like a lot of people may not have understood you. Like I've had this where I said things when I was younger to adults way older than me, and I knew it was true, and they couldn't comprehend it. It's like when you were younger and you talk to adults thinking they would get it. So you might have been the type of person who had to teach their parents, teach their elders, their great uncles and aunts, which is very annoying and very disappointing. But I'm hearing that that's a part of your purpose for being here, is to teach and to ground that infinite higher wisdom and higher knowledge. And because of this, you might have been called arrogant, the bad guy, overly confident, cocky, stuff like this. But it's just people who are afraid of the truth. Because when you get to a certain like universal truths, like it's not about like I've had, like when I'm telling the truth, people love to like make it seem like I'm like, it's me thinking I know everything. But when I'm getting the information from spirit, from a higher source, I'm not wrong. Like you can't be wrong when it's from the universe, when it's from God. You can't be wrong. And so when I say stuff with conviction, people misunderstand it as me having this kind of like over exaggerated ego, when in fact they have an under exaggerated sense of themselves. So 84, 88, 40, 44, 41, 14, and 28. 4 and 8. And the Chariot is the number 7, okay? So I feel like there might be some smoke. I might need to close my window because smoke is coming in here from the barbecue grill. So like, again, smoky, dragon breath, very stingy, very smoky, steamy. You might be really attractive, like make people sweat. And also, I think you might trigger a lot of people, like cause them to have the steam coming from their ears, like anger a lot of people. And so I would like to say, you know, you've done very well. It's very difficult to live as a person who interrupts, you know, mainstream ways of thinking. I think you're the kind of person who, if somebody says a homophobic, queerphobic comment, you're like, oh, what did you say? And like a lot of people aren't used to being checked in that way. And that's just an example. It's a lot of different things. And you might piss off a lot of people like that. But I think you're also, you know, very attractive. Like, people don't know if they want to fight you or like have sex with you sometimes, like because you're so igniting. I just saw 1111, like a ember. You might really resonate with that name, or ember, ruby, anything to do with like fire, like those types of words or diction might really draw you in, like books with flames or something. This one, flames, a quarter silver flames. You see it? All right, I'm gonna close my window because the smoke is getting in. So with the Chariot card as your card, I feel like you're moving on. Finally, I feel like you're moving on to people who respect you and understand you more. You don't have to do so much fighting just to say a sentence. Because I feel like with people like us, this is us, let's be frank. With people like us, like, people are so, I'll just give you examples of things that I've experienced, and I feel like I'm just going to speak for both of us. And if you don't resonate, then just leave it be. People are really attracted to me sometimes, and they want to come up and have a conversation with me. But then when they realize that I'm not just like this dumb ditzy, or like that I actually have really meaningful stuff to say, I don't like light conversations. If we're having a conversation, somehow, some way, I'm going to say something that's philosophical or deep or very spiritual or healing or something like that. And they don't like that. And so, like, you might have a lot of missed starts where you try to get friends and then they back off because they're intimidated by you, or, you know, something like that. Or they, I guess, get raunchy back at you because of stuff you say and how you're so sure of yourself. And so you aren't really able to have like conversations, because all of your conversations end up giving something to that person, and you have to learn this lesson of kind of like being in solitude. I feel like Shigo experienced a lot of solitude, and even Nicki Minaj had that song where she talked about how she was trying to find a guy to marry so she could settle down, and all of them just kept not being good enough for her. And she took a long time. I think she had her child at like 36, which is, you know, a long time for some people. For other people, it's a normal age, but that's close to 40, you know, of her whole life being this very beautiful, attractive woman, and having to wait like all those years, you know, to find a mate, to find a noble enough partner that she deemed acceptable. And with this Chariot card, I feel like your sign, your congratulations is about you moving to a bigger town, is what I heard. It's like, is it San Francisco in California? That's really prideful, really a lot of gay people, a lot of queer people in certain areas, you know. And it's like, if you're coming from a small town where like they have like one other queer person, you know, and every conversation you have, people are like it comes back to you being queer, and like you can't have a conversation about coffee and nachos because it's always this thing in the way. And then you move to San Francisco and it's finally people that are speaking your language. Taylor Swift had this line about like, I want to move somewhere where the culture is clever, because when it's not, then it's a lot of stuckness. And so this is you moving on to a bigger town, moving on to more enlightened and expansive thinkers. So no wonder I was attracted to this deck, the Gothic Tarot deck, for your reading. And we're just going to ask, like, what do you need to know about this miracle, this change? Let's put these away. That smoke really get on my nerves. I should have closed my window earlier. I wouldn't think about it. I was like, oh, it's fine, it's gonna go away. I just won't go down. Oh, there you go. Like, what? Oh, even Rihanna, like, she goes by the bad girl Riri, the bad gal. You might have a lot of resonance with the baddest. I'm gonna take this one out because it keeps on showing. Something with the monster inside of my head, along with the voices inside of my head. You're trying to save me, I'm holding your breath. I'm feeling the monster. These three. And this last one, please. There's anything about this one. Okay. Hopefully you can see all these. Yeah, you can. Yay. I'm like, can you see all these? Whoa. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. You like my energy and confidence. Thank you. The Fool, wanted to be shown on the bottom. And also, oh, this one flipped over. The bottom of the deck is Five of Cups. Five of Cups. So, with this Fool card and the Five of Cups, I feel like you always had to be, I've talked about this energy before, of like the truth speaker. Like you had a lot of responsibility, I feel like, from a young age. Like you might have been the oldest sibling, and if not the oldest sibling, the most responsible sibling. Like a lot of responsibility has always been on you. You were never allowed to like be foolish like everybody else and make mistakes. Like I feel like there was less room for error. One of them was because for one, you were more conscious and more aware of things. You couldn't turn a blind eye to things. So that was one thing. And for two, you know, if you didn't play this role of the more responsible person, nobody else was doing it. And so you had to be aware. Like, for example, me, I go by energy, and I can feel like when things are energetically off. And let's say, for example, you're like this 5-year-old kid and you feel something off when your parents take you to like a public swimming pool, and your parents, they aren't able to pick up on that feeling of something is wrong. And so you have to be the one that's like looking out for when it happens. It's like, instead of the adults doing it, you have to do it at a very young age because you're the only one who could. Even with this Five of Cups, I feel like that was something that happened. I think the Five of Cups is like watching over, in the traditional tarot, it's like somebody watching over 2 cups, or like looking over the spilled cups, and it's like 2 cups behind them. It's like you had to pay attention to like the little mistakes or chances that something could go wrong. And a part of that might have just been like I feel like it's over now, so it's not really need to focus on that with this Two of Pentacles, like balancing. But I just wanted to mention that. I feel like now it's time. Spirit is saying, it's even with this Chariot card, it's time for you to be more free. Like, because God is here, Spirit is here. Spirit is here, you know, all around us. Like, it's igniting as we ascend. And so you don't have to be as authoritative, you know, in terms of like the little things as you used to be. Okay, so the card that wanted to come out was this temperance card. It's mermaid on here. It's a lot of smoke outside now. But I feel like with this temperance card, that's why I wanted to clarify this one. It's a song Ship to Wreck by Florence and the Machine. That's what I'm hearing now with this ship in the background. Like, did I build this ship to wreck? I feel like there might have been this theme in your life, and I've had the same trouble where like you can never get anything to float in terms of relationships with people. Like, this could be any type of relationship, like even with your mom or your dad. Like, you could never just have a break. And let me tell you, like, this is something with me. It's like, you can't just sit down and watch TV or a movie with people because people aren't as self-aware as you are, or like just aware as you are. And it's, you know, it's not to down anybody, you know, just people, some people are more aware and conscious than other people. And it's like, you know how they say when you read a book or you watch a movie and another person does it, you've watched two completely different things. It's like that feeling of like, you saw all of this stuff and they saw like something else, and you can't share it with them because a lot of people don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't care for that type of deep thinking. When with you, it's automatic. It's clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, which is like a waiting card. I heard Kino describe it as that. I'm pretty sure it's Kino. But like it's usually like a seed, of planting seed. I just saw seven of Pentacles, and like waiting for them to grow something. I feel like you've been germinating something like for a long time, waiting for, you know, your time to be free from all this responsibility. Okay, so what else about this? Congratulations. Four of Wands. So magic. I just heard like Harry Potter, you're a wizard, Harry. Like that feeling of like somebody finally, like Hagrid knocking down the door and like coming in and like telling Harry, like, you're a wizard, you're one of us. That's why none of this ever made sense. And so right now you might be experiencing like a lot of the congratulations. If it's not here already, then it's happening for you, where your community, your soul family is coming around. Because the Four of Wands card is also the reunion or the union of like soulmates, divine counterparts. But I feel like for you, it's more than just one person. I feel like it's your group of people, like your San Francisco. You might be getting a lot of like messages in your dreams, talking to different people in your dreams. I know I have, which I usually don't. I actually had a dream last night that the characters from this book, Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, I was like with the family, like, because they made their own families there. Like, their brothers are their friends and their friends are their sisters. Like, they're their family. And I was with them. And we were like traveling together, and it's like this feeling of like your chosen family, your soul family coming to be with you. Yeah, it's clarified by the Emperor. Yeah, somebody else in this soul group, whether it's one person, I think it's one person, is really going to represent like that Emperor energy for you, like, because you are so noble, and I feel like you have a lot of integrity. Even though, you know, people have caused you a lot of pain, you still choose to do the right thing over whether or not you like a person or not. You still would choose to do the right thing and be fair. You're very just. And another person is entering your world. If they haven't already, I feel like they could already be around you, or you could already be dreaming about them. And if not, seeing actual faces and bodies, you could have these feelings, this sensation of not being alone anymore. And you are never alone. It's just like we're ascending, and so everything is getting clearer and clearer and clearer. And so now you can hear and feel your family more easily. And somebody is going to be your emperor to you and have that same sense of integrity about them. The Hierophant. So the Hierophant, as I was informed recently, it's like the masculine version of the masculine version of the, sometimes I have like weird accents. It's because I'm always channeling people all the time and I absorb everybody's accents and I mimic them all the time. But the masculine version of the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is very connected, the Hierophant is very connected to higher knowledge and a higher consciousness and a higher frequency, seeing things from a higher perspective. And so like I'm saying like the same thing, like the people that are coming in, they're going to be very on that same like level of being able to connect to a higher consciousness than most people are around us. Yeah, and I feel like it's, if these people haven't materialized in front of you yet, like they're not physically in your reality, this is the congratulations, this is the sign, this is the surprise, this is a miracle that is actually happening for you right now. Because the card is 5, and I believe this one is 4. Yeah, 4, 5, like right back to back. It's connected. These people. Could be 2 people, could be 4 people, could be 4 people, then 5 people, like a friend group. I would love a friend group. You have the 9 of Wands, which is wish fulfillment. So more wands, more passion. These people will really fulfill you, obviously. You know, if you hadn't caught on to that by all the stuff that I've said. But like, I feel like past your expectations. As I mentioned in the intro, Queer Eye recently aired again, like the new season. It's like, the family, the familial connections between them, it's always so, it gives me joy to see them like that, because I don't have people that I can like go and jump on their backs and like be friendly with them in that way, and be people who are willing to, you know, talk deeply about their emotions, and also, you know, risk being open-hearted. 1111, that kind of stuff is rare. Like people don't want to do that, you know. And it's hard to find people who you also mesh with well. And so I feel like with these connections, this family, it'll be more than you thought. Like, for example, if you're used to being more isolated and not having people show up for you in that kind of way, or encouraging you to like be your best self, what you dream of is just having like, you know, people that encourage you to be your best self and people who have stuff in common with you. But you don't see how like knowing another person, like they could be a pilot, and now because they consider you family, you have like free flights now. Like it's cheaper for you to fly. Or this other friend, they own a bakery, and so now like you can have them cater for your party for like 50% off or for free. Like this other person owns like a boutique, and when you need a dress for a wedding, like you can go to them. Like it's like more advantages than just friendship when you're connected with people that you are receiving. And then we have 8 of Cups, which is the walking away card. And I feel like I was saying, like this feeling of support. Like I feel like now or in the past, when you felt the need to put up boundaries and walk away from things, or, you know, insist on not being a part of things, people might have looked down on you, made you feel bad for walking away. And you know in your heart that this is the noble, wise thing to do, but people around you aren't able to see that, see the beauty in that. And so they shame you and try to make you feel guilty about boundaries and choosing yourself. These people will be very supportive of when you choose to walk away from things that aren't for your highest good. They will be able to see it for what it is. And, you know, be like, oh yeah, it'll be automatic for them. Like, it'll be like, oh, of course you should, you know, have this boundary where, you know, you don't allow people to drink from your coffee cup. Like, of course, you know, of course that makes sense. Whereas before, other people in your past might have been like, what? Like, how dare you, like, want your own coffee cup? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you think you're too good to drink from the same coffee cup as other people? Like, how, you know, it'll be very backwards thinking, very barbaric kind of thinking. You know, and I don't want to be offensive because, we've all like, you know, said things that were very inconsiderate. I don't want to make it seem like I'm like this person who always gets stuff right. But when people are being assholes, like, it needs to be said, you know, even to me, you know, and you learn from those things and you move on. But if you see people, they aren't learning from those things, they don't want to, you have to move on from them. And I feel like there might be a lot of like backlash from past people about when you try to do that. And this new group of leaders, spiritual leaders, I feel like these are knights of the higher realms, these angels will see that very easily, that you should be, you know, loved for your beautiful choices to love yourself. Okay, and then last three. Three of Swords. I'm hearing heartbreak is over. Oh, clarified by the Empress. Yeah, definitely. And the Ace of Swords. Yes. So there is some sort of ending, some sort of conclusion with these cards, where something that was like just dead and not giving you life with this Three of Swords. It could be a connection or just like old people, like family members or friends or a community even, that just was never satisfying you, never stepping up. You're given justice. You're being treated like the divine empress you are, regardless of your gender. Like, it's like the empress is getting paid, you know, her dues. Like with this empress looking this creature in the eye, it's like being seen and being able to see back. I feel like a lot of people didn't want you to keep looking at them because you have those eyes where you can see through BS. And it's like finally a pure soul wants to see you back, and you don't have to put up with Three of Swords energy anymore. This Ace of Swords is like divine truth, like finally a slice of truth. And like I was saying with this energy before of like people making you feel bad for doing the right thing, like living in this very inverted kind of reality. And now it's going to be turned where you are praised and, you know, people express gratitude towards you. Even not just people, but like the universe, like rewards you for doing these beautiful acts of kindness and justice for people. So this has been a reading, group number 2. Feel free to leave a comment, like and subscribe. You're welcome to donate. The donation link is below. I would really appreciate it as I've poured out my heart to you. I am doing personal readings. You can email me at queensensitivity1@gmail.com, or you can DM me on my Instagram, queensensitivity1 at queensensitivity1 and the number 1, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, pile number 3. This is gonna be a reading today, you know, for the congratulations, and this is your sign. You have the amethyst. I'm feeling already more mellowed out. I was hearing a song. It's the sweet, sweet, sweet victory. Yeah. From the SpongeBob episode. It's like, I feel like you have been doing very diligent work in terms of like light work, being a light worker. I feel like you've been like taking back your power, not judging people, and also there's this emphasis on like being soft, remaining soft with this little open-hearted, even when people like come to you, or like, you know, you're being tested by the universe to see if you're ready to move on, or if you're willing to move on to like the next level. You've been seeing it for what it is. Like, even when you get angry, like you always come back to like this knowing kind of angelic kind of place. I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner work. You might have even been like isolating yourself, like choosing to be isolated and like being very careful and particular about how you're living. Very aware of like the things that you do. Like, I'm only gonna go here, and I'm only gonna do this. Might even like been doing a cleanse and like doing, you know, healing rituals like taking a bath and eating spinach or whatever, you know what I mean? Like doing these different things. This is aquamarine, and I'm holding it because my throat is getting a little sore from talking so much, and I was also like screaming this song in the car. And I was like, oh, I'm screaming now, but I gotta do this reading later on. It's even that sense of like, you know, taking vocal rest, because you know you have to do this very responsible, and I feel like you've been calming down recently, being very laid back and quiet to yourself, because you have this keen awareness of something big happening. Am I sweaty? I don't think I'm sweaty. I think I'm just a little greasy. Look at my Minnie Mouse puffs. So that's what I'm getting with this beautiful amethyst. And it's also translucent, slightly translucent. So like having a very clear mind, being very, I feel like you've just been seeing the world differently recently, not taking it so seriously. It just started raining. Very serene, I feel, for you, pile number 3. I just saw 303 on the clock, 33. So your card was in reverse, the Queen of Wands. I'm gonna get some angel numbers. $16, 6, 90, but I feel like it's supposed to be 6 and 9. That's like the same number. 12, 2, 7. I thought this was 1. So I'm seeing a lot of, how to say them, 16 or 66, 39 or 33, 12 or 22, and 77 or 27, like those numbers. And what I'm feeling from these numbers, like to tell you, is that the numbers 6 and 9, it's like 6 is like a divine number of love, and then 9 is the number of like marking the completion of a chapter, like about to go into the next chapter. And I feel like what you've been doing is holding this frequency of love in you, because you know that it's ending. Like all of this stuff is leaving out. You might be one of those people who are very aware of our ascension of New Earth, or blessed Gaia, of transitioning to higher dimensions. All of us in higher states of consciousness, like you might be very aware of like all the solar weather and the different ascension symptoms that's going on. And then with this Queen of Wands having been in reverse, like Queen of Wands is very passionate, the Queen of Passion. And even with this black cat, like you had some sort of psychic knowing before, like a premonition, if that's the correct word. But like you know something was about to happen. You might have known about the ascension a while before it got popularized, or just had this sense that something was happening. Here in 2019, maybe 2018, 2019, 2018, 2016 or 2019. And so you kind of just like sat back and like watched things unfold. Like I knew it, because the wand is very like actiony, I feel, even though she's sitting on the throne, the queen. But with it being in reverse, it's like you dialed something back. Maybe you knew like about the pandemic before it happened, and like chose to stay home and not travel, you know, stay close, because you had a sense that something was occurring. So let's go ahead and get into the Gigiana, as Zach Campbell likes to say. Let's get into it. Being called to use this one. This reading might be shorter than the other ones, because I feel like you already know something, and I feel like this just might be a confirmation I keep seeing like soulmate reunion cards. I'm gonna take it out. Two of Cups. These are the two I was referring to that I saw. You might just be, if you're a star seed, if you identify as a star seed, you might be really looking forward to like returning to your home planet, I feel, your home galaxy, like homesickness, wanting to go home. Because these cards, even how they're like shuffling, it's like this kind of like, oh, I don't want to go, I don't want to be here. Ah! Okay. Please clarify this one. This one is Two of Cups, please. Two of Cups, please clarify this Two of Cups. And Six of Cups. You're a very emotionally intelligent person. Okay. Bottom of the deck is King of Wands. So remember I was just saying about union or reunion. Nicki Minaj just released a video. Red Ruby to Sleaze. Look at this red, both wands, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. No such thing as coincidence. And there also might have been with this in reverse, like the sense of you like holding back. And I feel like with these, you know, energies, you might have been like pushed to get out of your comfort zone, get out of that kind of like stepped back, more sedated position of this amethyst, even with this noise outside. I'm gonna close the window. I keep having to like open and close the window during this reading, which is interesting. Oh, it's gone. See? So yeah, I feel like you might have been like put under pressure or like heat, and you knew it for what it was, but it also required you, I feel like a part of it was to get you to be expressive of something. I don't know. But I do feel like there's something with like the heat being turned on and then it turned off. And you knew it was going to turn off, but a part of it was to get you riled. I feel like you might have been like having more of an appreciation or like having a more widened perspective on what it means to be like seeing the beauty and the benefits of sometimes, you know, being overly upset or overly emotional. You know what I mean? There are benefits to those emotions. You have the Ace of Wands, so more wands, which is very interesting because this energy feels very calm. So I feel like for you, what this congratulations is about, I feel like you're finally gonna get like a space to feel free to be kind of wild and messy. I'm getting in my mind now the Notebook and how Allie, she had to be this very proper gal. She had to have a lot of manners and wear her dress suits and the button downs and be very ladylike. And finally she gets back to Noah and suddenly she's barefoot walking around the house with no clothes. She's painting. She hasn't taken a shower. Like, she's very messy. And she's still quiet, but it's like now she's gotten to not be so restrained. That's what's coming for you, this opportunity to be more free. I feel like you might not even have noticed it, like this inflexibleness or what your environment has been requiring of you silently to do. And that's what I feel is being sparked with this Two of Cups, like creativity, passion, and emotional expression. I feel like somebody is gonna be very open to you in terms of like their emotions, and they'll kind of give you like a free pass to like, oh, it's safe. There's this book called Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. I feel like you would very much enjoy reading that book because she was very routine. And then finally this guy comes along, her coworker, and he's very like charismatic and just goes with the flow. And because he keeps being like that despite the restrictions of the job and the world, she feels comfortable now to share her emotions back with him. It's like this mirror energy, or this like nudging energy, because like somebody jumped first and encouraged you to go first. Clarifying this Ace of Wands is the Ten of Wands in reverse. So a lot of fire energy. If you're not a fire sign, or rising fire sign or moon fire sign, whoever this person is a fire sign. It's fire somewhere. Or maybe just, I don't know, I don't want to say that. But like, I feel like this energy of being free, like Allie in The Notebook, she no longer has to like go to these women luncheons and get her manicures done at this time. She can just do what she wants. She don't have to do her hair. Like, she can just let her hair stay down. Like, putting down all that baggage that she was carrying the whole time. The Two of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Swords, which is a walking away card. Yeah, I feel like this person is gonna encourage you to, and all these piles have something to do with like people coming in. So there's a huge theme throughout here of like soulmates coming in, soul family coming in, and twin flames coming in, divine counterparts, like reuniting, and the truth, like the true people who are our family being shown to us, and them like being expressive and encouraging you to be expressive will encourage you to leave like those old negative thoughts and limiting beliefs behind. I feel like you might have had a lot of habits that kind of kept you stuck, like, oh, every Tuesday I go and have tacos from this food truck, and they encourage you like to try new things. Like, what if on Tuesday you have a turkey sandwich instead? And it doesn't have to always be this strict thing. Like, even if you get a terrible meal on that Tuesday, if you're having fun, then it was worth it. So clarifying the Six of Cups is like this past energy. I feel like you'll feel like a child again, like how you used to be when you were young, which is how Allie was. Like, she was like, I don't paint anymore. I used to paint. Like, that feeling when she was younger, she used to paint. Then she stopped for years. And then she finally started painting again. Clarified by the Fool card. I think I saw this one earlier. Yeah. Feeling more childlike, igniting your inner child. This is what's coming for you, like feeling free. I feel like you find yourself barefoot, not wearing no shoes, not doing your hair in this particular way every day. Just very freeing. I feel like once you do that, you would have thought that if you lived your life outside of like such a rigid schedule that you'd be bored, but you won't. You'll have so much more to do. Like let's look at this leaf. Let's pay attention to this butterfly. Like, life will be revealed as more colorful and brighter than it was previously. So this is your reading, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment if you feel called to do so. Please donate if you feel called to do so. I would really appreciate it, because I've just spilled my heart in all these channel messages for you. So I'd appreciate, a gratitude donation. But if not, thank you for the comment, for supporting me in this way, for the thumbs up. I am doing personal readings. You can DM me on Instagram, QueenSensitivity1, or you can email me, queensensitivity1@gmail.com, and it's the number 1 instead of the word 1. All right, bye. Hey, pile number 4, welcome to your reading for the congratulations, and this is your sign. By this time, my throat is feeling kind of tight, so please bear with me. But I heard that song by Eddie Murphy. It's like, my girl loves to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. And I also heard that you have been being controlled by a lot of like other people's opinions, other people's judgments. It's no need to worry. This is the past, but this is Jet, and it's broken. And Jet is, any black stone is about, protecting your energy. And I just saw a lightning flash, and I feel like that's something that you've been aware of, like protecting your energy. But with it also being broken, it's like you're also going a step further than that protection. Because it's like, if you're this like Black Panther, right? You're always having to like watch your perimeters, watch your territory, and you're protecting yourself, but you're also stuck at that territory. I just saw 111. And with this being broken, it's like something happened that pushed you, like you made you go further out from your borders than usual. And like you see that the protection isn't about a certain comfort zone. It is with you. You are the one that is protected wherever you go. I'm also getting like the Guardians of the Galaxy, because you know Volume 3 recently came out and I saw it, and it's like what's his name, Peter? It was Peter. He would travel all around space. Like he gave himself the freedom to travel all around space, but for the longest time, like for years, he never went home back to Earth. And it's like he felt safe, like in his spaceship, you know, with his helmet and his things. And it's like, but you know, as you, the person are, wherever you go, that's where the protection is. That's where the magic is. That's where the strength is. You're not confined to like a certain way of life. So I feel like part number 4, you might be being called, like I have, to do things and to go places that you don't usually go, to eat things that you don't usually eat. Try this bag of chips instead of that bag of chips, because Spirit is coaching you and training you to get out of that mindset of like, oh, only this small box is safe, because then it's like a prison. And like I said, I also was hearing thoughts from like somebody else telling you like, you know, if you're sitting down with somebody and listening to a song and they're like, oh, this song is so, this song is terrible, I don't like this song. And you're listening to them say that, like you'll start to think, oh, I don't like this song either. But it's not true. Like they don't like that song. You can love it. And like really establishing what parts of what you know and what you've learned are your parts versus what somebody else has told you. And one of the things, I want to say this because I feel called to. So if you resonate with it, then good. If not, just let it go. And also make sure to apply it, because it's malleable, to whatever your situation requires. I just saw 331. I think that's important. But basically, when I found out I had a twin flame, I was very sad, because all I had heard is that you go through these runner chaser. The more you want this person, the more they'll run away. And this person will be the person that you want most, more than anybody in the world. Like, they'll light you on fire and they'll always be out of your hands. You'll go through this for years, and I'll see people online saying it took them 2 decades to finally come in union. And then people who are like, oh, I've known them for 30 years and we've actually never met, or I saw them once and they were married to somebody else. It's like terrible things. That's why I cry. I was like, who would want that? But it's like, why? Who told me this stuff? Random people online. It doesn't have to be true. It doesn't have to end in that way, but it can if that's all I keep saying it is, and that's all I keep thinking it is. It's like, what is myself telling myself about what I feel about this connection 444 versus what have I heard from outside sources about what this connection entails? Does that make sense? That's what's going on with this jet, because the jet, even though it also protects, it also removes, like it heals arthritis. It's very good with soothing arthritis, or, you know, pain in the jaw, or aches in the joints and stuff. And it's like you are using this strength of yours for one purpose, for protection, but it can also be used like, for example, just to go back to the connection, it's like this whole time you've been kind of like trying to protect yourself from this blowout of what you've been told. Well, you can use that same energy to become as open as possible to heal from, you know, this connection and enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like it's more to it than that. And the only way that you can find it out is if you choose differently. Okay? So your angel numbers, I just saw 11. Let's go get them. So they landed on 10 and 40. 40. This is 4. This is 8, 16, ooh, 8, it turned to 8, 7, and 2. Okay, so 88 is a huge number for you. I've been seeing 77, 71, and 17 a lot, and I also see 11. So 17, 71, 77, 88, 44, 40 or 404, 44, and 22 are all signs, confirmations of this. Your card is a strength card, which is the number 8. So another emphasis on the 8. 8 is, you know, infinite divine love, eternal love is what I take the number 8 as. But, you know, the strength card, yours was in reverse. You and pile number 3 had cards in reverse, but I'm just going to talk. I feel like there's somebody who wants to talk to you. There's nobody here in my room. It's just a window. But I keep feeling drawn to, like, it's getting darker outside. Like, I keep wanting to look over here. I feel like somebody wants to say something to you, but they're scared. And so, what's this? Let's go ahead and get into it, because what is this? Who is this? We'll use this one. Queen of Wands in reverse is on the bottom. So, like, Queen of Wands energy, like, but in reverse, holding back. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to close this window because it's distracting me. I feel like you might keep being distracted by the energy of this person. Already, we're gonna come back to this card, but who the hell? Who is this? I'm hearing that song. I tried to get all up in your mind. It stops at crime and I'm gonna make you mine. My eyes, yeah, they really like your smile. Somebody is like obsessed with you. I don't think it in a creepy way though. I think it's like, you know who this is. Like, I feel like you love this person. Could be your twin flame. Maybe that's why I decided to talk about them in this reading. Who is this person? Who is this person? Please clarify this. Who is this? This one dropped out immediately. Feeling this one and this. And who is this? What do they want to say? These two. Last thing. What is this about? Like, what? Who is this? What do they want to say? Let's just keep at that. No. Just one. Clarify this card, please. Okay. Bottom of the deck is Judgment card, Awakening. So, I feel like this person, whoever it is having a spiritual awakening. Like, with the horn, like, I feel like Spirit is like being very in their face about spirituality and about this connection, because I feel like this person, I'm hearing, like, was stuck. Let's keep it here. It was like having like resistance or like taking too long with this 20, this XX, like, oh, I just saw 1010 on the clock. Like, we X the spot and exit again. Like, you haven't been like waking up fast enough. And so I feel like this person at this time with this Empress, yeah, and then the Hierophant. I keep wanting to go to this Page of Wands in reverse, like a newcomer. But this Empress and the Hierophant, Spirit has been really in their face about you. I think you are their Empress, regardless of gender. You could be watching this video, you could be the Divine Feminine. And I feel like, yeah, and even with this Five of Cups, like this, they were stuck and not paying attention to the Two of Cups behind them, like taking too long, stalling, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like just, anyway, Spirit, the gist of it is, Spirit is pushing them along. I even feel like some reinvigoration at 11:11. with my throat chakra so that I could keep going. So I feel like they've been seeing unnatural things, and I don't mean this in a grotesque kind of way. I feel like angel numbers are just signs over and over and over. Like some days when I'm out in the world, I see signs all the time. I see angel numbers all the time, little things here and there. Oh, it's cute, cute, cute. And then other days, I'll see the same thing, like within the same 5 minutes, like 5 times, back to back to back. I feel like that's what's happening with them. Like, let's say, for example, a rose. They'll see a license plate that has like the name Rose on the license plate. And then the next car will have like a rose, a picture on the window, and they'll drive by a store shop and it'll say roses on sale, 50% off. That would never happen, right? But you know what I mean? And then they go to like their new job or something, or they go to a park and there's this person named Rose there, and like it just keeps happening over and over and over. They turn on a TV show, they turn on a music video, rose colored glasses, like it's in the lyrics or something like that, like over and over and over again. And the spirit is trying to show them, yes, this connection is real. Yes, it is everything, that like, it's a divine connection. They're really trying to get this message across to your person. And I feel like because of that, your person is kind of like looking at you a lot, like trying to figure out like, oh, like what do I do? Now that I know, like they know now the significance of you, and I'm hearing that you're right. So you might have told this person what kind of connection this was. With the strength card that was in reverse, and with the lion and the person, could be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. I feel like you gave a lot to this connection, or could still be given a lot, like in terms of being the leader, being the one that had the strength, always the courageous one, always the one that's like, but I still love you. I'm not going to tolerate this, but like just trying to hold your boundaries while also being open to love, like stuff like that, trying to be the noble one, having integrity, and also being open-hearted. And with this in reverse, I feel like you felt like your tactics weren't working. Like you just kept believing in this person, or believing in the intense love that you feel, the intense connection, and like it wasn't loving you back, is what I feel happened here. And so you took your lion and you went home. Like you went home, but like you still kept your crown on. Like you still keep your royalness about you, your regality. So who is this person? These two are already turned over. It's the 6 of Pentacles, which I've been getting a lot. I heard this is a person who's sorry. This person is apologetic. I feel like they want to do you right and be fair. They want. Did you see the light brighten up behind me? Like they want to come in with like angel wings, like flying with like, because I feel like they know they owe you. I feel like it's not really owe, but it's like they need to give you something back that you gave them. I think it's strength and love, with the 6 as being the number of love. Then the 10 of Cups is in reverse. It's like they want to come back and earn that 10 of Cups and make it happen. I feel like they might have been the kind of person that says like, oh, if it's meant to be, then it'll be. Well, not if you keep denying it. Like if you have free will, like if you keep saying no, 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 even if a miracle is in your face, then it can't happen. You know what I mean? Like those people who are kind of like doubters, and that's why they got the Judgment card, like Spirit awakening them. Like people who are like, oh, if it's a real thing, that it'll be in my face, it'll happen, or somehow. And it's like, well, the miracle already happened because it was delivered to you already. You have to accept it. Like in this book, A Court of Silver Flames, you can have like a mate, which is like a twin flame, but that person can also reject the bond. It can reject the connection. And so it's like, well, you know, how can fate and destiny, you know, work out if you keep, I just saw 144, if you keep blocking it. And so it's like now they understand that they do have a part to play and they have a choice to accept it, you know, and be open to it in order for it to work. And I feel like that's what they're doing with this Cups energy and this Pentacles energy, like grounding the love, grounding the emotions. I do feel like with this Five of Cups, this person had like a sadness, a sad streak. It wasn't because like they didn't love you. It's because they were disappointed a lot. Like they let a lot of past disappointments of things that didn't work out. But I'm also hearing that they also realized that they never tried. Because I'm hearing that quote from A Wedding Date by Dermont. I think it's his name. The male, he was the date in The Wedding Date, and he was basically saying, like, if you look at it from that direction or that perspective, it's a lot of lightning right now. So you might resonate with storms a lot. If you keep looking at it from that perspective, then nothing's ever going to be worth it. If you're not willing to fight for anything, then nothing is ever going to be worth the fight. And I feel like they're seeing that now, like in all the failed past attempts. Like, did you really ever open up all the way, or were you always kind of expecting it to end? And so you never gave it everything you had. And so you don't know what happens. You don't actually know what happens when you give your heart, you know, open completely. You don't know that it fails because you've never tried it. Like they're realizing that, or being told that is in their face. Who is this person? Somebody apologetic, I just heard again, and wanting to do right. They really want to do right. This is a person who has been rehabilitated. It's what I'm hearing. You know how, you know, some programs are supposed to like rehabilitate people and get people to do things differently. I feel like this person really gets the message and really understands it now. Like they're really on the side of the divine now, because I feel like they might have been working against themselves, you know, if you can, the whole time, like thinking that going the way that spirit was pointing them was the wrong way, fighting it. I feel like fighting the connection, fighting that pull towards the love, because they felt like it was like a trap, you know, like one of those like mirages in the desert. They felt like it was a lie, and like spirit was like baiting them to get off their path so that they could fall for this foolish love. And actually spirit was trying to tell them that the path that they were on was actually the dangerous one. Like I'm seeing something happened in your person's life that they could have avoided if they would have just turned around and chosen, you know, spirit's advice, but they didn't. It's like they didn't trust spirit. And now that like this something had happened, they have no choice. Like the path in front of them they were going down like exploded. It's gone, and the only thing that's left is this road back to you, back to the love. I wish I could like draw it out, but it's like this little road, and spirit was like, no, turn around, very lovingly. I feel like turn around with kisses and roses, turn around. They're like, I'm not falling for that. March. And then up ahead was this huge storm, and like the lightning struck the bridge and they weren't able to get across anymore, and they had to turn around. And it's like once they turn around, yeah, it was hard at first because it was like fussy and they were mad and stuff, but they realized this road was way sweeter, way softer, much more kind and forgiving, you know. It's clarified by the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, that's what I just said. Like they felt like spirit was gonna leave them out in the cold and abandon them, and they were afraid of like that guidance, because I'm hearing that they've seen before when they like were young and dumb or whatever, that they trusted the wrong person, and this is very strong, were taken advantage of, like when they were naive and like, oh yeah, sure, let's go, let's date, let's be free or something like that. I'm feeling like, and somebody like might have laughed at them and like tricked them. Like I'm seeing in my mind, like I'm a very naive person, and I was even more naive when I was younger, even despite my, you know, intelligent intuition. It's because like I'm a star seed, and you know, and so it doesn't match like Earth 3D stuff. But anyways, I'm seeing like these two kids, and this one kid like telling your person, hey, we want to go to this candy store and we're going to have all the candy we want. And then being kid, they're like, oh yeah, I want to go get some candy. And when they get there, they realize that like they only wanted them there to help them like rob the candy store, like to use them. And it was never about this idyllic dream of being like a child and being youthful, but it was about this kind of cruel concept of theft. You know what I mean? Like it betrayed their trust. And I feel like Spirit is like saying that wasn't to hurt you, and that wasn't me saying that this person was like it was a lesson. And it wasn't a lesson that everything is doomed. It was one to, I don't know, I feel like to like make you aware, but also to challenge you to keep being soft anyways, and to be that person for another kid that comes along. You actually take them to get candy. Like you don't become like the robber and do what they do. You become what you want to see in the world, rather than like growing scared and not trusting anybody because they could be this other person. Does that make sense? Like it was a call to action rather than a call to hide and turtle up, to put on a shell. And I feel like that is something that's a hard lesson, I think, for all of us to learn. I've definitely hardened and hidden when I was faced with stuff, when it would have been better, more beneficial to me if I would have taken those opportunities to do what I would have liked to happen. I don't know if that makes sense. So the chariot, I said the chariot twice, but the chariot came out in pile 2, I think. So who is this person? This person is somebody who wants to come forward. I feel like they might be scared that they're not ready. I'm seeing like the new wolves in Twilight, like when they changed because they were triggered by all the vampires. Like they could sense all the vampires coming around for Renesmee. And so you'd find like 14-year-old wolves shifting out of nowhere when they would usually wait until they were like 16, 17, 18, stuff like that. And so I feel like this person feels like a young wolf and like scared, but also using that kind of raw energy as a force to go forward. Does that make sense? Like because they're so young and new and excited, I feel like, about this new revelation. I feel like they had a light bulb go off, a lightning strike moment. And I saw a reading like that from Soul Whispers Tarot. She said like lightning strikes. I'll try to remember to put that in the description, but it'll be a post made on May 13th by Soul Whispers Tarot. But like they're using that momentum to come forward and like hope, but also in the back of the little bitty voice of the fear from the past. It's like, what if I'm not ready? What if I come and I say the wrong thing? What if they don't understand? It's also like that scene in Jerry Maguire with Tom Cruise and what's her name? Renee, I think. And he like rushes all the way home because he has this light bulb moment when he sees like all his work was worth nothing without his family. Like he sees everybody congratulating with their family. He's like, oh, I want to go back to my family. So he rushes all the way back to his girl, and he's like, hello. And he goes into this dramatic speech like that. He's scared and he does all this rambling. And then in the end, she says, you had me at hello. Like that's all you had to say. And I feel like this person kind of knows that. So it's this mixture of like this raw energy, this raw, new, exuberant excitement, and also kind of like the little bitty weight of like the past. It's clarified by the Queen of Swords in reverse. Like the Queen of Swords is like a ice queen. And so with it being in reverse, it's like melted, it's melted. We got to put the Queen of Swords. There's a time for her when she's needed, but there's also a time when she's not needed. We need to be fools. We need to rush in and be ridiculous. So this is what your person and what they want to say. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is like the soulmate reunion card. But I also feel like with this being reverse, I feel like it's an emphasis on like, they want you to know that they've learned from their past mistakes. Like they've learned. And I feel like they're doing their best and they're going to do their best to like break their old habits and not look at things from such a pessimistic perspective. Because I do feel like they carried with them, like, when they tried to give you flowers, you know, metaphorically, they still had thorns in there because they were taught that you should always keep a thorn in there to like remind people to cut people, you know, in case because they're going to try to take from you. So you cut them first. And so they're unlearning that, and they want you to be patient with them. They're hoping that you'll be patient. I just saw 12:11, patient and forgiving to them. They don't want you to, like, you know, it's no excuse. I'm hearing them say how they behaved or how they behave. But they also want you to know that they're trying. This is me trying, a song by Taylor Swift. Like, this is me trying. And they have a new goal. I feel like their goal has changed, where before it was to limit themselves. Even if they were to go all the way with you, they were always going to hold back. That was their plan. They never planned to like give you everything, give you their whole heart. Now their new plan, their new goal is to give you their whole heart. Like, that's their goal, to live with their heart open. Because what's the point otherwise? I feel like they've seen, like I said, like the Tom Cruise, the Jerry Maguire, they've seen the other side of like when you don't live with your heart on your sleeve, when you don't live with the ones you love and you don't tell them that you love them. They've seen like the other side, and they've seen the benefits of when you do. It's clarified by the Queen of Cups, which was in reverse. And I feel like this feeling of like holding their head down, like holding their head down about their emotions. Like, it's a lot of rain now. Like, they probably cried or are crying now because they feel like now they're left with all these emotions, or they were stuck with all these emotions that they wish they could have told you. It says something like, I never told you, by Colby Calais. What I should have said, I never told you, I just held it in. Now I, without you, all the things we've been through, I'm without you. It's like that feeling of like, I wish I would have told you. Okay, so I was about to say, any messages from Spirit? I don't know. Let's just figure it out. Eight of Swords. This person might still be stuck. From Spirit. I saw Nine of Cups and Seven of Cups. Man, it's not important. So the two that came out are the Nine of Cups and the Emperor. So your message from Spirit is that you are getting your wish fulfillment. And I do feel like something with travel. I feel like there's something unexpected that you can't see coming, that you didn't ask for, but you'll love. I feel like you didn't ask for. I feel like you might have just asked for like a reunion with this person, but you didn't expect to like move in together, or like to get married, or like to go on a honeymoon or something like that. Like, it's something else that it's a secret. Nine of Cups. And the Emperor, this person is showing up. And I feel like the energy of the Emperor is showing up. Even if this person doesn't come up to you like and confess like within any time specific that's close to now, the Divine Emperor, Divine Masculine energy is showing up in your life. Like, just as the energy in general. Like, I feel like that masculine energy will be stepping up to support the feminine. I hope that makes sense. Like, outside of even just the person. You might also, like I said, like feel that person's energy, the Divine Masculine, if you are the Divine Feminine watching this video. They will be around you, and you will see things shift in your reality, like that Divine Masculine energy is finally standing up. Okay, I hope that makes sense. This has been your reading, part number 4. Thank you so much for sticking around. Please leave a comment. I would love you to leave a comment. Please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am doing personal readings. You can email me at queensensitivity@gmail.com. queensensitivity1@gmail.com, or on Instagram queensensitivity1 and the number 1. And it's only if you want to. And I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, you can donate. I have a donation link below if you'd like to send me a special thanks for this video. Okay, now bye.